guys? Welcome to Behind the Desk. This is episode 1, season 1, minute 1, second 1 of the first podcast. On today's show, we are going to talk about kind of my story, things that helped me along the way become successful, some of the tools I use as far as programs, whatnot, me finding my passion, and I'll bring in my partner, John Larson, to join us for that. For those of you guys who do not know who I am, my name is Carl Dean. I am the Chief Operating Officer for American Real Estate Investments. You can see right there, although it says Managing Director because I haven't updated it. I was raised in a lower middle class family. We were always renters my entire life. My mother was a property manager. My father was a construction worker. And so obviously you can see I always had a love for real estate because I knew who my mother and my father ultimately worked for. And that was the person being the real estate investor. And so I was kind of around that on the, I don't want to say the lower tier because I don't want to demean anybody, but I was kind of around the ground level of real estate investing pretty much my entire life. And then when I became old enough to kind of know what I was doing and know what I wanted to do with my life, I decided that real estate was that, and I took every opportunity I could to get there. But you know, as far as school, I was a D student. I dropped out of school in high school, and unfortunately in 10th grade, it just wasn't for me. I was more interested in being a class clown and entertaining people. You know, but I did get a GED, and I scored higher than anybody in the entire school district when I did do that, and there was more than 100 people that took the test. So obviously I wasn't a dumb kid. I was just very interested in entertaining and making people laugh and you know, that kind of stuff. I mean, that's what I feel like most kids are interested in nowadays. And so, you know, when I was younger, you know, I had teachers tell me all the time, they would tell me, you know, if you don't pay attention in class, you're going to regret this later in life. And, you know, this is a math class where you're teaching me things that a $2 calculator does for me without even having to really think at all. Like, why would in my head, I'm like, why would I want to learn something that is so hard to learn and understand and keep fresh in your brain when there's a $2 machine that does it for me? I'm all about processes and leveraging people and leveraging sources and programs and networks and all these different things. My business and this business succeeds because we leverage everything. We leverage networks. We leverage everything we can to maximize our efficiency. And so I never really understood the concept of learning the smaller things and focusing on the small things. You know, I'm not the guy who does the title work for the company. I'm not the guy who runs title work and does surveys and does all. I don't need to know that stuff. Like, what I need to know is, hey, who is really good at it and how much does it cost us to have them on staff? Like, building a team and leveraging people for what they're good at is kind of my niche, I guess you could say. So my first job, obviously, $350 a week to be the grunt for 2 real estate investors, making sure the rehabs were good. I got $400 for every rehab I finished. I took a lot of pride in that because construction was always my thing. I always loved to be able to rehab a home and stand back and look at it afterwards. But again, this wasn't a cushy job. This was me driving a $500 car in the city of Detroit, collecting rent from people who didn't want to pay it. I was definitely 100,000% outside my comfort zone. But you know, as the years go by, you kind of realize that unless you're outside your comfort zone, you're just kind of content. And the one thing I am never is content. I just can't sit still. I can't sit there and say, okay, yeah, we're doing great. We're selling a lot of homes. Our business is growing. Let's just continue to do this, and I'll just continue to battle away here. I say, no, let's do podcasts. Let's go out and speak more. Let's go do other things. Let's grow this way. Let's grow that way. Let's go down to Belize and see if we can do some developments down there and sell an alternative investment. You know, it's always something where I'm trying to get to the next level. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you'll know my name is Growth Junkie, growth_junkie. That's for a reason. I'm just obsessed with it. I read all the time. I listen to audiobooks all the time. I listen to podcasts all the time. The real estate guys. I listen to Joe Fairless. I mean, I listen to all these guys all day long to try to obsess over constant information piling into my head on how can I get better, how can I do better, how can I be better. This is June 3rd, 2016. And in 2010 was when I first took that first real estate job. And since that time, obviously, I think we're coming up on close to 7 years. I was a zero negative money in my pocket, $500 car, $600 rental home that I lived in, and I took that real estate job. And it's not even been 7 years. And I sit in this office in front of you today in Dallas, Texas, okay, with a company that I helped grow with my partners, and we did about $24 million in business last year, selling assets anywhere from $65,000 to $200,000. We won the Turnkey Provider of the Year award this year, which is just an insanely great achievement. You know, they put me on a couple podcasts with the real estate guys. I teamed up with Fortune Builders. I teamed up with Real Wealth Network, all because I put out a good product. I built a great team, And the people I have around me are good people. They're all on the same wavelength as me every single day. We're all trying to grow. We're all trying to get better. We're all trying to improve and put out a good quality product. And that takes every single day, it's chipping away at it. I don't have an effortless, flawless system that we sit here with every day and say, this is so easy, this is so easy, we're selling homes, this is so easy. No, it's never that. It's like, hey, this happened, or that happened, or we made a mistake here, or we missed this. Let's implement a process for this. Let's make this better. Let's change this. Let's change this. We have 2 marketing guys who literally sit either in my office or just outside my office that work every single day, 40 hours a week, on just helping put out content, helping make sure our website stays up to date, our content stays up to date. There's a lot that goes into this. This isn't like superhero central over here. This is every single day waking up, trying my hardest all day long to work with my team and build this company and keep everything tight and together while we grow and we sign new contracts with even bigger and bigger and bigger business-to-business clients. And it's a process of refining this thing, just constantly refining this thing. And I love it. It's my passion. It's my number 1 passion. I would say my number 2 passion is helping people. That is the reason I'm putting out this podcast. Okay, my number 2 passion that I only really realized after I had a little success is helping people, coaching people, talking to people, help them build their business like I built mine, help share my story with them to hopefully inspire them. And so what I did was in November of 2015, just last year, I got in bigger pockets. I started fishing around. I started answering some questions for some young real estate guys. Several of them actually have come into my office, sat down with me. I've coached them. I've helped them find deals. I've put them in touch with my agents. I've helped them wholesale. I consult them on what they should do for their marketing, door hangers, stuff like that. I mean, anytime they come to me with a question, can I get 15 minutes of your time and come into your office and sit down? I'm 100% saying yes. I might say yes, I'm going to be doing this, staring at a computer screen, answering the phone like this, and then talking to you in between, but I'm still going to say yes because I want to be able to help people. Now, the reason for the podcast is because I cannot, unfortunately, spend all day trying to sit down with people and help people and coach people. So the only way I can really do this on the scale that I really have always dreamed is by starting a podcast, starting a video blog, starting this YouTube page, so I can start sharing this stuff with the masses. And I'm not just going to get up here and talk and say, hey, this is what I did, this is what I did. I'm going to give you guys my actual spreadsheets that I use to underwrite properties, my actual formulas, the actual software I use. Some of the things that made me successful as far as software, let me just say this. Craigslist, I don't care what anybody says, will help you find people who are selling homes, find people who are buying homes, investment properties. My first day, this is no joke, my first day working with American Real Estate Investments, I came on as an employee. And I was in full agreement with that. And the senior partner told me at the time, hey, if you prove yourself to me, I want you to be a partner here. I want you to fight with us just like we fight for each other and we fight for ourselves. And I said, absolutely, I would love that more than anything in the world. I would love to be a partner because I don't like having a boss. I like to be able to run free and people just say, hey, trust me, I know what I'm doing, just let me do my thing. And so, no joke, Craigslist, back to the Craigslist ad. The Craigslist ad I had online had 14 Texas homes on basically a spreadsheet. I took a screenshot of the spreadsheet, I cut off the addresses, I posted it on Craigslist, I said, Texas A-class turnkey rental portfolio for sale, 12% gross cap, or whatever I said. And I posted the ad, then I posted it again, and I renewed it, and I renewed it, and I posted more ads, and I posted more ads, and I posted more ads, and it was like just a renew. Every single week I would just renew my ads. Well, what do you know? The first day, now this could be God, could be good faith, this could be karma, I don't know what it is, but the first day I came and worked with American Real Estate Investments, I had a person call me who is a principal facilitator for a large hedge fund. I'm not going to mention them, but large hedge fund, and they came through my first week and bought 17 Texas homes off a Craigslist ad. So for those of you guys who are saying, oh, I'm not going to do Craigslist ad, it's not worth my time, you probably have an admin person in your office who can post at least 3 to 5 Craigslist ads every single day in the time that they check their Facebook. So take advantage of that. FreedomSoft is another system that I use. It's a great system for one thing. There's a lot of things that FreedomSoft does. I'm not a fan of the company or the speaker for the company or any of that stuff. I don't really care. The real value for me with FreedomSoft is that you can set up a search for all the cash buyers. And you can pick it by zip code or city, and it'll literally print out an entire list of, it's a membership program, so you have to pay the $295 or whatever, and you get the pro plan, you get all the access. Well, the good news is if you haven't done it before, When you first sign up, they give you the first 30 days for free. The good news is within 30 days, you can literally scour however many zip codes you want in the United States and have a list printed out of all the cash buyers. It'll say the LLC, how many homes they bought, what homes were, the addresses and everything, and the price points. So it literally gives you every single person who's buying in your market or whatever market you're interested in, tells you what houses, what kind of houses, where they're at, how much they cost, how much under market they're buying them. I mean, it literally gives you all this information. For those of you guys who are not using it or have not heard of it, it's definitely something you should check out. And for those of you who are doubting it, hey, the proof is in the pudding. I'm not selling you guys anything. I don't work for FreedomSoft. I don't get paid for FreedomSoft. I'm just telling you, hey, if you're looking for cash buyers, it's a very, very good route to take. OneNote. So there's a system called OneNote. A lot of you guys know about it. It's on Windows 8. It's something that, I can take screen clippings. So when I'm studying, reading articles, reading good content, I want to put in my marketing report, I do these little screen clippings, snatch it right out of the screen, put it in my OneNote files, I file. I take maps, okay? And then I route out in lines. I use paint or whatever. And, these are the good areas, these are the bad areas, here's the zip codes. And I literally had just a file cabinet of all of the different markets that I was in, all of the different people who I was buying properties from, all of the different zip codes I would buy in, and I would just use that. And it's something that this stuff doesn't come easy. It just, oh, he told me all the trips, now I'm gonna go be successful. No, this was every single day of my life, dedicating hours a day to compiling this information and this data and putting it and housing it appropriately, where I'm not just reading it, it's in one ear and out the other. And so that takes time, that takes effort. But for those of you who are doubting yourself, let me just say this. When I left Michigan in 2014, I was nowhere near as successful as I am right now, okay? Since 2014, now this is not even 2 years ago, August 2014, I've spoken on stages all across the world, including South Africa. I've been on covers of magazine, and I'm blessed to do so. I've shared stages with Robert Kiyosaki, with the real estate guys. I mean, so many different things in 2 years, because I worked that hard constantly. But not only that, but I stayed organized. I organized my files, I organized my data. I learned from my mistakes. If I made a mistake, I made a process to not do that mistake again. I constantly made the system more efficient. I constantly got more and more of the right people on the bus. And I constantly just kept focusing on what I considered my headshot concept. If you guys know Jim Collins, Good to Great, it's a great book. It talks about that. And I think that the real estate investing, the single family, is kind of my headshot concept, but it's something that takes time. It doesn't just get given to you. You have to deal with the right people, you have to know the people in the industry, you have to know your markets, and you have to know who's credible, and you have to know, really more than anything, who is going to sell you a good product and then stand by you for the long haul. And that's all we've ever tried to do. Keep a good name where no one can say anything bad about us on the internet, try to stand by our clients, sell a good product, and when they call us for any type of reason, we just have their back. So within 2 years, obviously, there's been a lot of changes in my life, and I'm very, very fortunate about those things. A lot of people who meet me will tell you the exact same thing. Carl's crazy. He's got so much energy. He's just like, calm down. And that's fine, because I don't need to live with people. I don't need to live with my friends. I don't need to live with the people I work with. They don't need to be around me all the time. I am a lot to handle. I'm a very fast-paced person. I'm a very perfectionist person. I study. I'm telling you, when people tell you they work till 2 in the morning, I mean, I really, literally, no jokingly, get off work, go home and eat, or go to the gym, go home, I sit right down, no TV, get right back on my laptop and do all the things from 7 or 8 till 2 or 3 in the morning sometimes that I can't do at work because I'm answering emails, having meetings, having phone calls, touring, traveling, doing whatever. I do all of that extra stuff. I taught myself Photoshop so I don't have to wait on my marketing guys. Nothing against them, but they're busy, I'm busy. I just want to learn it myself so I can do some stuff easily. Social media marketing, all these different things. I continue to teach myself after hours so I can keep growing to the next level. So I can keep progressing both my company, myself. A lot of people ask me all the time, what is your number one investment? And it's very, very, very crystal clear and simple. It's investing in myself. Invest in your education. Go to a networking event or a real estate guys meetup or one of these meetups, and really meet people who are being successful, who are having successful ventures or endeavors with different companies, and talk to them and see who the people are you should be dealing with. Who should you buy a property from? How should you do it? Are you looking at all of your options? Do you know all of your options? Do you have an IRA you could use? I mean, there's so many different things, but you have to invest in you. I had a friend who moved from California to Texas like 6-7 months ago. And he moved here and he said, hey, I'm coming to this market because I have experience in real estate and I want to start flipping houses in DFW because I think it's the best market in the US. I agree. And he said, I want to get in, let me know what kind of product you're buying. And so I let him know. This guy is one of the most successful wholesalers in DFW already. I mean, he's got to be. I get more emails with properties from this gentleman. His name's Corey, great guy, than anybody I've seen. Like, he just nonstop, all day long, sending me homes, and he breaks it all down for me. It's very easy to understand and read. It's like those kind of people who grind all day and really pay attention to every fine little detail are the guys who succeed. You can't just know it all and jump in the ring and say, yeah, I'm going to be successful. No, it's how you send an email, how you bullet point it, how do you get your message across? Is it fast enough? Is someone who's ADD going to look at that email and go, that's way too long to read, I don't understand it, I don't want to click any of the links? Like, there's so much to it. And the one thing I can say to a lot of people who are out here trying to be successful in real estate investing is this: whatever product you're selling, it's got to be a quality product. You can't oversell it and do the best case scenario all the time, because as soon as someone takes your best case scenario, for example, and uses that and goes on that and it doesn't work out that way, your bridge is burned. So you got to have a quality product, you got to be realistic with your numbers and your expectations, and you have got to eliminate the friction, okay? I've sold over 300 or 400 homes probably to the publicly traded REITs and hedge funds. Why? Because I eliminate all of the friction. Literally all of the friction. When they get an email, every piece of information is right there in front of their face. They can look at it very easily and clearly and understand what it is. See the numbers, see the return, see the house. Here's a link to the pictures. Here's the drop button. All these, boom, like that. So quick that I get the answer before anybody else. I eliminate the friction and I market them very, very, very well. That's not something that's like you can't learn. That's something you can watch videos on. You can read reports on. You can do a lot of things. You can learn that stuff easily. The one thing that changed for me is really when I moved out of Michigan. My mindset completely changed. When you move to a new town, never moving out of the state in my life, you don't know anybody, you don't have a lot of friends to hang out with. It's like work, understand what you're doing, get better at it, study it, you don't really have a lot of time to dilly-dally and mess around. I always had a love for flipping houses, for using my brain to make money versus using my arms, legs, hands, feet. Doing construction, sweating every day, working really hard, coming home and seeing other people driving fancy cars who are working with their brain. It's like, what am I doing wrong? I feel like I'm an intelligent person. I feel like I have the drive. I feel like I have the desire. I don't feel like there's anything I really couldn't learn if I put it, in front of myself and studied it long enough. So why am I okay with letting other people succeed in me being the workhorse all day long? And so that's what kind of made me fall in love with the idea of real estate investing. So learning wholesaling, when I was working in Detroit, I learned wholesaling by, I got paid $350 a week, $400 to finish a rehab, and I'd get $1,000 for any home that I'd found that made sense. Well, in order to know if it makes sense, you have to understand a basic spreadsheet. And if you guys want, you guys can go to my website, you can shoot me an email, contact me. I will send you my underwriting spreadsheet that I used to understand this is a property purchased for X. Here's the rent, here's the taxes, here's the insurance, here's all of the hard costs. And then here are the assumptions that we're going to take out, 5 or 10% for maintenance or vacancy, depending on what market, what type of property. I can send you guys that, and it'll help you very much as far as getting along and making sure you're underwriting homes and really looking at the facts as far as what is this thing going to net me at the end of the year. Another thing that helped me is just thinking outside the box. Everybody has this black and white way they do things, but there's a bazillion people that have a black and white way they do things, and when you look at them all together, there's no black and white, it's just all gray, because everybody has a different way of doing it. A great example of thinking outside the box. Many of you guys have seen Ari, our little mascot that we have. He's a little tiny white dog, fluffy little guy, wears a tuxedo to work every day. He's our mascot here in the office. That was kind of an accident. So the story of that, it kind of shows what I mean when I say think outside the box, be creative. This is a perfect example. So John and myself, when we first came down to Dallas, we went to our first REI Expo, and it was our first one together. We printed out all the stuff, we had a nice tablecloth, we were dressed to the night, we were so happy, so excited, we had the company, it was going great, we just moved to Dallas, things were going in the right direction, and we were super excited. What did we do? We got to the event, we set up, we started walking around. We seen everybody had candy, everybody had a putting green, everybody had pretty girls, all these different things to get people to come to their booth. And we're like, man, we didn't bring anything cool to get people to our booth. Yes, our product is good, yes, blah, 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 but we don't have that one thing that everybody else seems to have. They're obviously experienced in the seminar industry and having booths. We're obviously not. What can we do to stand out to get people to our booth? And so instantly we started running through our brain. I'm like, hey, can we rent a puppy? Is there like a cute little puppy we could rent? Unfortunately, you can't rent puppies pretty much anywhere unless you have a friend that's going to loan you a puppy. That's not really a thing. So John and I actually found this puppy about 3 hours east here in Texas, and it was $500. Tiny little Maltese, about this big. Literally, it was a tiny little puppy at the time, and the guy had him for sale for like $500. And so I said, John, hey, let's go buy this puppy. It's hypoallergenic, right? So nobody's going to be allergic to it. Let's make sure we can have it here at the event, and let's go get it in the morning. So we woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, drove however 2.5 hours, whatever it was, out to get this puppy. Got the puppy, cutest thing you've ever seen in your entire life, literally not kidding. And we went and stopped at PetSmart, got a little gate for it and whatnot, got a little toy, got a little thing made for him, and called it Ari, A-R-E-I, just like our company. And we brought him to the event, and it was a smash out. Every single person was at our booth all day long. There was a line, there was a circle around us. They were like, oh, you guys are Ari with the puppy Ari with the puppy. I'm like, cool. Everyone's saying our name, everyone knows who we are, and everyone knows we're here. So again, that's just one way. Now he's our mascot, and he's here every day, again, because he's hypoallergenic, so it's cool to have him around the office. He creates a great morale around here. He makes everybody happy. He's obviously an adorable little puppy. But that's just a great example of, thinking outside the box. You guys, I didn't ever get ding, blessed with this little magic wand or anything. I just said, how can we be different? How can we be better? How can we take it to the next level? How can we be great without being like any of them? How can we separate ourselves, differentiate ourselves from everybody in the market, from everybody at the event, from everybody online? If somebody goes and copies our website, I have the marketing guys come in the next day, work double time, overtime, triple time if we have to, just to change our site. Why? Because I just want to be different. I have to be different. We have to be the best. That is what I strive for. That is what our team strives for. We strive to be the best. We try to be the best at customer service, the best quality product, the best markets, the best team, everything. And that's a culture around here. And we do team building events, we do things together. We have a very, very tight group of people, and it's a great environment. And every investor who has ever come down and toured our office, and toured our assets, and toured our property management has bought an asset. That says a lot. And so think outside the box. Don't just look at and say, oh, he's got a putting green, he's got some candy. Let's get a putting green and put some candy down. No, what can you do to be different? How can you separate yourself from the rest of the pack? You never want to be a sheep walking with a herd of sheep that are walking off a cliff, because you're not going to know until you step off the edge. So, separate yourself, come outside the pack, think a little bit harder about something. Do something that nobody even thought of, because they said, why would anybody bring a puppy to a marketing event for real estate? I don't know. Everybody at the event loves real estate investing, and they also love puppies, because every person on planet Earth loves puppies. So how do we get all these people who love real estate investing over to our real estate investing booth? We get the cutest puppy you've ever seen. That's thinking outside the box. That's what you guys have to do to separate yourself in any situation. How can I have a better door hanger? How can I have a better email pitch? How can I have a better Facebook banner? I mean, anything, every tiny little detail to me is extremely important. Consistency, having your bio consistent across all of your different pages, so it tags better on Google searches and whatnot. All these little things I learn as I go. It's not something that's I wasn't blessed with all this information. I just learn it as I go. Someone says, hey, you should create your bio to be the same as this bio because this is your best one, and you've changed it a couple times. Why don't you just make it consistent, so that way when these people are searching you, it comes up more in Google? Oh, that makes perfect sense. Boom, never do that again. That's it. Just adding layers. Think about building a pyramid, okay? You start with a flat ground. I'm a person. I'm a human being. I'm here on earth. I have two legs, 2 feet. I talk, walk, I do everything. I use a computer. Here's my foundation. Now I want to be a real estate investor at the tip of this pyramid, okay? I want to be the best. So what do? I find out what the first step is, and I do it, and then I make it better, and then I build and build and build and block and block and block and block and block. And I'm still not at the tip top, not even close, because I just keep adding bricks. Oh, we made a mistake, add a brick. What can we do to avoid it? It's just constantly trying to get better, networking, believing in yourself, investing in yourself. These seminars help. You guys see behind me, I got 20 badges over there. Some of those things cost me $10,000 or cost the company $10,000. That's investing in me. That's me investing in myself, my knowledge, my network. The most important thing is your network. Not having a good network, who do you call? Hey, I got this property. Hey, I got a question. Hey, I got this deal. Who do you call? You just scour the internet all day long? No, you go and join a group or go to a seminar and find a networking group like the real estate guys who've been so awesome for us. Like Kathy Fetke and the Real Wealth Network have been so awesome for us. And you take that stuff, and now you have a network. You meet these people, they're great people, they're like-minded people, and they do the exact same thing you do. And so now, instead of chasing your tail all day long, spending your sweat equity, your time, your most important valuable piece of anything, your time, spending your time all day hounding for people to find to sell homes to or to buy homes from or whatever, now you have a network where you could say, hey, person who leads this entire network, do you have a need for this? Or do any of your clients? Hey, person who, then you're just talking to one business-to-business person, and that thing spreads out thousands and thousands and thousands of people without you making thousands and thousands of calls and spending all your time. Okay, so now we've talked a little bit about myself. Obviously, you guys know who I am. I'm here to help, okay? Go to my website, getbehindthedesk.com, and ask me any question you want. Go on my Facebook, go on the American Real Estate Investments Facebook page, and leave us your questions. If you guys have questions that you want to know more about, details, I can't cover everything in one show. There's going to be a lot of shows. This is episode 1, okay? Details. What do you want to know about? How to do this? What should I do here? What do you think of this? Send me some of your marketing materials. I'll give you an overview or my opinion on. Yes, I think that you're targeting the right people, or yes, I think you could change it this way. I'm here to help. I want to help people be successful in real estate investing, because I obviously have been, and that's not to toot my own horn. I'm very, very fortunate. I'm very, very blessed, but it takes a lot of hard work, and I love to help people. I love to have the young man come in my office who's 19 years old, who flipped his first house already, who tells me that I inspire him. That, to me, changed my life. I went to an event actually just recently with Brian Tracy, and a young man come up to me who had already flipped the house, who was 19 years old, and said, "You're Carl Dean. You inspire me. I follow you on social media. I want to be a real estate investor." And it literally was probably the most powerful statement I had ever heard come out of someone's mouth, and it changed my life, like instantly right there. I said, yes, this is definitely my passion. That feeling that I had when I inspired somebody, just from sharing what I'm doing and trying to help them, it's just the most rewarding feeling in the world. So if you guys are on Bigger Pockets, if you guys are looking at social media, you're looking at buying an asset, or you're looking at purchasing an asset, you don't have to buy one of our assets. Yes, we have great assets. If you want to see our assets, go to www.areiusa.com. You can check out our portal, all of our available homes. We have an entire team of people that'll help you if you need. But you don't have to. If you have a home that you're looking at purchasing, I'm an honest guy. I'll come to you and say, hey, I'll look at it. I'll give you my opinion on the deal. I'll have somebody from my team look over the deal. I'm here to help, and I want to prove to you guys that I'm here to help you. So if you want to get a copy of my market recipe report, you can go to my website and download that now. Getbehindthedesk.com. That kind of gives you my overview of what I look to when I go and enter into a new market. Demographics, schools, blah, 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 all these different things. I can only cover so many things in each episode, but I can tell you the episodes that I have coming up are really exciting. I got some really, really cool people that are going to be on the show with me. I'm going to record down from Belize one day. We're going to go over all of the different seminars that I've been to in the last 2 years, every single one of them, how much I paid for it, what I got out of it, who I talked to, who I met, who I signed, what relationship I built, what network. I'm going to go through every single one of those things in depth and tell you exactly the benefit you're going to get out of going to seminars and investing in yourself, because I promise you that's the best investment I've ever made. The investment in myself. That's why I'm going to Tony Robbins in 2 weeks. That's why I go to all the Real Estate Guys events. That's why I go to all these things, because that investment in myself and in my knowledge and in my network and my friends that I spend time with that are like-minded is priceless. And we're also going to go have a show on talking about what materials to use, what lights, where to buy them, how to buy them, in bulk, whether it be bulk or whatever, how to hold your contractor accountable, how to know if he's telling you the truth, how to double check his work without having to actually double check him and offend him, how to deal with that whole thing. I want to help you guys be successful. So again, send me your questions. Follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, follow the company, American Real Estate Investments. We are here to help. I promise you that. And so now I'm going to bring in my partner, John Larson. Now, when John joins the show, it gets a little bit more fun because he's funny and he makes me feel a little bit better about myself and more comfortable. So, yeah, I'm going to bring him on as much as I can because he makes me laugh. So, John, real quick, tell our audience, since this is episode 1, podcast 1, day 1, second 1, minute 1, tell them a little bit about yourself, what you did before real estate, and just kind of in a brief little summary how this has all changed your life, and just give me a synopsis.
Yeah, so, I got into real estate, it was about 5 years ago. Started as a real estate agent. I got lucky enough to get into one of the best brokerages in Michigan at Max Brook Realtors in downtown Birmingham.
Shout out
Max Brook. where they were just selling high-end real estate. You know, a lot of $1 million homes, things like that. And I was just trying to get in where I fit in, right? I was learning from a lot of the people that were, you know, in real estate for a long time, how they were successful, how they were able to get these high-end listings, things like that. But being in Michigan, you know, the market, it goes up, it goes down. The winter, things really cool down. So, you know, I felt like, look, you know, I'm not really making consistent money. This isn't really working for me. And then, you know, me and you crossed paths.
Yes,
And you were working for a big group out there that was doing a lot of acquisitions and doing a lot of like high-end flips and things like that. So, you know, you came to me and said, hey, John, I got an opportunity for you. Find some properties. You know, if they fit our box here, exactly what we're looking for, we'll buy them.
Yeah.
And I think I just started pounding you with listings.
That's
Every day. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And yeah, you guys bought a few of them, and I started working with some other investors as well. And I just found that investor relationships were better for what I want to do. I was a hustler.
Yeah.
But I was also like new into the real estate world. So, you know, getting someone's $1 million, $2 million listing wasn't very easy just being the new kid on the block. But investors loved me because I was a hustler. So I started making a lot of consistent money that way. And then, we got into working with a fund in Michigan. You got me a job there as the acquisitions manager, director. And I learned a ton more about just, you know, buying and selling, how to calculate returns and all that kind of stuff. You know, then we got the opportunity to join on with American Real Estate Investments, and it was the best decision that Tyler ever made, I'll tell you that. And we've been off and running ever since. I mean, it's just been great. I'm blessed. I'm happy to be here. And now, you know, I've learned so much so quickly. I just know that me and you, we want to try and give back and just teach others.
Yeah, so tell the audience this. So, John, how old were you? I'm sorry. What did you do before real estate?
Oh, I was DJing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, at what age did you say, hey, you know, I want to start dabbling into real estate?
That was about 23, 24.
24.
Yeah.
Okay. So, a guy who is a DJ, which that's a respectable job now. I mean, Calvin Harris sure as hell makes a lot more money than I do. You know, he at 23 years old, he said, hey, I want to go from being a DJ and learn about real estate. And here now, how old?
20. I'm gonna be 30 this year.
30 this year, and we're, you know, he's the sales director who does all of our sales, hundreds and hundreds of sales a year. And so you see, guys, like literally in a matter of a couple years, if you work really, really, really hard and dedicate and say this is exactly what I want to do, it's possible. Like you cannot tell me it's not possible when you can be a construction worker, okay, and you can be a DJ, and you can get into real estate investing in your 20s, in your mid 20s. And by your time you're 30, you're an extremely successful business. I mean, if you work hard enough, it is right there. There is no secret sauce. This right here, sitting right here with John and myself, is proof that's in the pudding. I mean, that's all there is to it. Mm-hmm. If you really are dedicated and really, really, really want this to be your life, and this is your dream to be successful in real estate investing, it's possible. Okay? DJ, construction worker. Now we're here on Behind the Desk. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed episode 1. I am so excited to do episode 2, 3, and 200, and 300, and 400, and however many we can do. I love that you guys are tuning into this. I'm very, very, very thankful for that. Please go to the website, getbehindthedesk.com. Opt in for the free market recipe report. Go to our website, American Real Estate Investments, or AREIUSA.com. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it, we have it. It's very easy to find. If you go to my Facebook right now, it has all my pages listed right there. So thanks again. I look forward to seeing you guys next week on episode 2. And real quick, I just want to give a good, big, warm thank you to my buddy Andrew, who I'm going to get on camera right now and say thank you, because this guy right here has helped make this podcast happen, and I'm very, very fortunate to have him. He sits next to me in this office every single day and puts up with me. So thank you, Andrew. I really appreciate it, and we're going to rock this thing.
You're welcome, Carl.
Thanks, guys. Stay tuned.